Hello guys, welcome to my channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am only reading the Hindu newspaper. My purpose anyway is improving my knowledge and English only, nothing else. Therefore, please support and guide me. This is today image from Jammu Kashmir Winter Wonderland. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Umar Abdullah rides a snowmobile during the closing ceremony of the 5th Khelo India Winter Game in Gulmarg on Wednesday. Indian Army retains the title for the second year in a row. White Himachal Pradesh finished second. This is our first article. Pakistan trains siege and 340 freed, 27 soldiers dead. Agency France Press. CB. Hostage crisis. Ambulance wait at a railway station in Baluchistan province to ferry rescues passenger on Wednesday. More than 340 train passengers taken hostage by militant group in Pakistan were freed on Wednesday by security forces after a 30-year siege. An army official said, confirming that 27 off-duty soldiers were shot dead by militant. Pakistan security forces launched a rescue mission on Tuesday afternoon after the Baluch Liberation Army (BLA), the separatist group, bombed a rail track in mountainous southwest Baluchistan and stormed the Jafar Express with around 450 passengers on board. In a statement after the attack, the BLA demanded release of its imprisoned member. 30 terrorists killed. A total of 346 hostages were freed and over 30 terrorists killed during the operation, an army official said, on conditions of anonymity. The 27 slain soldier had been traveling on the train as passenger. The official added a large number of the parliamentary personnel and their families were traveling home for their vacations, and another official, one of the duty soldiers, was killed in the operation. The army official did not give a civilian death toll, but sources said the train drivers and a police officer had been killed in several passengers who escaped or were freed by the militants, said. The latter first checked their identity cards to confirm who was from outside the Baluchistan province. The BLA and two other separatist groups have been accusing outsiders of plundering the natural resources in Baluchistan, which border Afghanistan and Iran. Attacks by the such group have soared in the past few years, mostly targeting security forces and ethnic groups from outside the province. Retail inflation at 7-month low as food prices decline. The consumer price inflation drops to 33.3% in February 2025, with the growth slowing for the fourth straight month. Inflation is now below RBI 40% target, increasing chance of repo rate reduction. Easing price cooling food prices pushed the February retail inflation to a 7-month low. Consumer food price index (CPI) inflation 3.61, 3.75. Article written by Ashok Mitran T. Mumbai. India's retail inflation dipped to a 7-month low of 3.6% as food prices eased in February 2025, led by vegetables, pulses, and eggs. The annual change in consumer price was 4.26% in January 2025. The increase in the consumer price index (CPI), which measures the retail prices, has slowed for the fourth consecutive month and is now lower than the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) target inflation of 4%. This increases the likelihood of another 0.5% repo rate cut by the RBI next month, say economics. There is a decline of 65 basis point in heading inflation of February 2025 in comparison with January 2025. It is the lowest year-on-year inflation after July 2024. The National Statistics Office said a business point is 100 of the percentage. The data showed that the Consumer Food Price Index (CFPI) increased just 3.75% in February, the slowest in almost 2 years. CFPI stood at 5.9% in the previous month. Vegetable price deflation 1% after seeing double-digit inflation in most months of the financial year. Among vegetables, tomato prices deflated and potato inflation slowed while onion prices rose at a quicker rate. Wheat prices rose 8.8% in the reporting month, slightly more than the 7.8% seen in January 2024. Pulses and products inflation entered the negative territory for the first time in the current fiscal, deflating 1.35% in February. The easing of food inflation come on a higher base as for the better part of the 2024-25 food prices rose at a pace of over 5%. Price rises for urban consumers slowed to 3.3% compared with 3.9% in the previous month. Rural consumers saw inflation dip to 3.8% and from 4.6% in the previous month. Retail inflation was the highest in Kerala at 7.3% and the lowest in Telangana at just 1.3%. Nine states had inflation above 4%. Varying food prices are the reasons for the differential, say Madan Sadhanavis, chief economist at the Bank of Baroda. This is our first editorial. Time for truce. Russia should use the ceasefire opportunity to end the war. Ukraine decision to accept an immediate interim 30-day ceasefire with Russia, which can be extended upon mutual agreement, is an important first step toward the shutting down the 3 year-long war. The decisions announced in a joint statement issued by the USA Ukraine after the senior level talks in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, also show that the USA President Donald Trump's heavy pressure tactics seem to be working on Kiev, at least for now. Until recently, Ukraine had ruled out any ceasefire, arguing that Moscow would use a truce to rearm itself. Ukraine, which had demanded a complete Russian withdrawal from all the territory it has captured, including Crimea, as a precondition for talk, had floated the idea of freezing the conflict on the current line of contact in return for NATO membership. Later, Kiev's demand shifted to security guarantee from the West, but the Trump administration ratcheted up the pressure by halting all military assistance and intelligence sharing up against the wall in Jeddah. Ukraine accepted the American proposal and agreed to sign minerals deal to expand Ukraine's economy and guarantee its long-term prosperity and security. The USA immediately resumed military intelligence and assistance for Kiev, but more complicated is the next step. The ball is now in Russia's court, said Marco Rubio, the USA Secretary of the State. After the Jeddah talks, the USA officials are expected to travel to Moscow to discuss the proposal. If there is a ceasefire, Russia and Ukraine are expected to begin direct talk to bring the war to a definite end, but both sides have escalated their air war. Last week, Russia launched the massive missile and airstrike on Ukraine, targeting its energy infrastructure on Tuesday. Hours before the Jeddah talks began, Ukraine unleashed its target drone strike on the several parts of Russia, including Moscow. Russia is also making dramatic advances in its Kursk region, where Ukraine still hold on to some territory. It is if Mr. Trump had leverage over Ukraine, with which he forced Kiev into accepting his proposal, he has very little influence over the Kremlin. But Russia should see the tilt in Washington and the U-turn in Kiev as an opportunity. It has also suffered huge losses, and its relationship with the West, and particularly with Europe, has been badly damaged. Its economy is under heavy sanction. The USA has already accepted some of the Vladimir Putin's demands, such as ruling out NATO membership for Ukraine instead of the continue his disastrous illegal war, which has claimed tens of thousands of lives on both sides. The Kremlin should respond positively to the offer for the truce and start direct talk with Ukraine to end a lasting solution to the conflict. The dangerous illusions cast by development ranking. Chirag Dhara is a climate and sustainability scientist at Keria University, India. Soumyajit Bhar is a scholar of the consumption and the sustainability at BML Munjal University, India. Metrics such as the United Nations HDI and PHDI ignore the limits of a finite planet Earth. California was on fire once again. The recent wildfires were so catastrophic that some estimated placed the total economic damage at around 25 50 $250 billion, which is an amount revealing Greece GDP in 2023. What the California fire have shown us is the true cost of development model pursued by the world richest country. If every nation consumes resources at the rate of the United States or the European Union, we will need to multiple Earth to sustain our way of life. Yet, international benchmarks such as the United Nations Human Development Index (HDI) continue to project this nation as an aspirational model of development. The disconnect between celebrated metrics and ecological realities is not just flaw, it is dangerous. Misguided progress. For decades, the HDI has shaped how countries, including India, perceive progress. The index focuses on the three dimension life expectancy, education, income, but it ignores a crucial fourth dimension, the environment pressure that inevitably accompany high HDI score. Countries such as Ireland, Norway, Switzerland at that the top HDI ranking are among the world's biggest resources consumer and carbon polluter per person. If their development model were adopted globally, the planet will collapse under the weight of the material demand and carbon emission. High income countries have already overshot multiple planetary boundary ranging from greenhouse gas emission and ecological destruction to overpollution. The HDI failure to account for these transgressions promotes a misguided and unstable model of development, celebrating the gains of an affluence to the new few without conceding its cost to the collective. In response to decades of the critiques from the sustainable expert, the UN introduced a modified index in 2020. The planetary pressure adjusted HDI PHDI. This measure downgrade HDI score for the country with high environmental impact. Yet even the PHDI falls short as it still ranks countries only in relation to young another than against absolute ecological limit. For example, the Nordic country consuming over 5 Earth's worth of resources per capita continue to score a high not because their lifestyle are truly sustainable, but because other nations such as Qatar are even worse. The relatives approach masks a fundamental reality. The rest of the world cannot scale up to the lifestyle of the high income country without several overshooting the planet's finite limits. In effect, the PHDI engineers a dangerous illusion of the progress while perpetuating status quo, celebrating the middle income country. Our own research take a different approach. We ask which country have achieved decent living standards that could theoretically be scaled globally without driving the planet toward climate and ecological collapse. Here, middle income countries such as Costa Rica and Sri Lanka emerge as instructive example. Costa Rica has achieved impressive outcomes, high life expectancy, universal health care, near universal literacy, while maintaining a resource footprint that is far lower than that an affluent nation. Decades of the strategic investment in renewable energy and forest conservation have enabled it to align human development with environmental stewardship. Sri Lanka, meanwhile, offer a mixed picture with an HDI on 0.78%, which is well above many of the South Asian peers. Its early investment in universal health care and education have delivered life expectancy and literacy rate comparable to those wealthier countries. Yet recent events underscore the many challenges it faces. The 2022 economic crisis, marked by several inflation, mass protest, and the political instability, revealed deep vulnerability. Moreover, a legacy of the majoritarian policies and ethnic tension has at times led to episodes of the several violence against minorities, tailing their progress. Sri Lanka teaches us that achieving sustainability requires to more than balancing environment and social progress. It demands justice within the between nation. India needs to look for alternative. The lesson is clear. The glaring promises of the Nordics model is at best a local phenomenon and was unsustainable margins with when applied global. India with its 1.4 billion people cannot afford makes the consumption patterns of influence nation. Instead, it must look at alternative. While neither Costa Rica nor Sri Lanka is perfect, they offer vulnerable starting point for crafting an alternative development pathway that respect our planet's limit and uphold the social and ecological justice. Ultimately, the deeper question we face is to reconceptualize the progress and development in light of the 21st century fact of the planetary health metrics such as the HDI and PHDI threat growth as an unqualified food, ignoring the limit of finite planet for India as for the entire developing world. The true progress must mean more than GDP growth or higher rank. It must create a society where our citizens lives the dignity and safety with ecological boundaries. This is not just a more imperative or a to a dystopian dream. It is a necessary strategy for survival in the 21st century. Employee, now we start the short news. Employee who are burned out due to poor work-life imbalance. 52% the survey, which was conducted by the Vertex Group, gathered insight from the over 1500 working individuals across 5 states: Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Punjab, and Andhra Pradesh. It also revealed that the over 23% of employees work beyond the regular working hours. Amount spent on ad by BJP government in Assam over 4 years: 317 crore rupee. The BJP government came to power in Assam for the second time in 2021 under the Chief Minister of Hemant Biswa. The state government, led by the Sarbanand Sonowal, had spent 125.6 crore rupee in the five official since 2016-70 on advertisement. Scale of the welfare program Donald Trump is halting. $1 in billion. This action threatens to project that keep tens of the thousands of units livable for low-income Americans as part of the slew of cuts at the USA Department of Housing and Urban Development, largely at the directions of the President Donald Trump and Elon Musk Department of Government Efficiency. Number of the pact inked between India and Mauritius. The pact was signed to the boots of a cooperation in the several sectors, including trade and maritime security. The objective of the pact is to promote the use of the national currency for cross-border transactions, the sharing of the maritime data, enhancing the cooperation in the MSME sector. The amount approved for the development of Amravati, 37,000 crore rupee. Andhra Pradesh Municipal Minister P. Narayan announced that the Capital Region Development Authority has approved tender for 59 development projects to facilitate the construction of the capital city Amravati. Rome, Pope Francis out of danger but will remain in hospital Vatican. Pope Francis was participating in the Vatican's spiritual retreat remotely on Tuesday after doctor upgraded his prognosis, stating he is no longer in imminent danger of death as a result of the respiratory infection. However, he remains hospitalized to continue treatment and rehabilitation due to complex health situation. Tbilisi, Georgian ex-president Saakashvili stands to 9 more years in jail. Former Georgian President Mikhail Saakashvili was sentenced on Wednesday to 9 more years in prison after being found guilty of embezzlement. He was already serving 6 years for abuse of power, supporters called the verdict political motivated, labeling the judge to slave of the current government. Dhamaका, serious journey expected as Brussels donor summit in first Europe trip. Syrian interim president Abu Muhammad al-Julani, also known as the Ahmad al-Shara, is expected to attend a Brussels donor summit on March 70, his first European visit since becoming the interim president after Bashar al-Assad ousted in December. The EU hosted event aimed to support a peaceful Syrian transition. Grimsby, UK police arrest ship captain for manslaughter over North Sea crash. British police on Tuesday arrested the captain of the Solent cargo ship on suspicion of the manslaughter after it collided with the Immaculate tanker carrying jet fuel in the North Sea, causing a massive fire, leaving one crew member missing, presumed dead. 36 people were rescued in the Monday incidents. Turning point, failure to win close matches hurt RCB badly, admits Smriti. The first two matches in Bengaluru were the turning points. Sometimes to do lot of things right and things do not go your way in the last 2 3 overs. We was not last year by winning those moments this year in Bengaluru. He could not take those moments. Our RCB skipper Smriti Madana, after a disappointing season in the WPL. Importance element, just need to Matthew to keep enjoying her cricket, says Julan. Helen Matthew is the only one of the feature among the both the top 110 run getter as well as the highest wicket taker in the third season of the WPL. MMA bowling coach and team mentor Julan Goswami praised the all-rounder. Helen is a very important member. It is important that she stay in a good frame of the mind and just enjoy her cricket. Bading Abdiu Mohammadullah calls time on his international career. Veteran Bangladesh veteran Mohammadullah announced his retirement from the international cricket on Wednesday. The 39-year-old finished as the country's fourth highest ODI run getting with 5689 runs at an average of 36.46, including 4 centuries, all in ICC tournament. He is Bangladesh only batter to hit the 3 ODI World Cup centuries. Recognition, Gill win ICC Player of the Month award for February. Subham Gill was named ICC Men's Player of the Month for the February following his stellar performance, which include his exploit in his team title winning championship trophy campaign. Will beat the Australia Steve Smith and New Zealand Glenn Phillips in his 5 ODI overs the course of the month. Gill completed 406 run, average 101.50. So guys, this is today one important term. Every word is fatigue, noun, thakan, extreme tiredness, synonymous, drowsiness, weakness, antonymous, vigorous. Examples: sentences: she continued to have severe stomach cramps, itches, and fatigue and depression. So guys, this is today video. Please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for further more update. Press bell icon for notification. We meet in tomorrow next video. Jai Hind.